And welcome back to my channel. So today I will not be doing any nail art, but I do want to give a few tidbits for beginners to have nail tools. So first I'm going to start with some basic nail tools for nail tech beginners. And I'm going to start with the acrylic brushes. And I have various sizes here. So they can range from size 8 all the way up to, I believe, 16, 18, sometimes 20. So it just depends on your preference. A lot of advanced nail techs use bigger brushes because they will do like the 1B method for acrylic or whatnot, but I started off around 10 to 12, and these are different size brushes that I have here. I have two size 12 brushes and a size 14 brush. Next we have dusters. These are always handy to clean off any excess dust or any debris from acrylic or gels, or getting rid of extra glitters. They vary in various sizes, so these are the two that I have here. Next we have our metal tools. So I have a nail clipper. This is a giant one, easy for taking down nail tips, or good to use when you're doing pedicures if that's what you do. Then I have a good set of nippers here. Some people are not comfortable with nippers, but I've been using nippers for years, so I'm pretty comfortable with them. But they're good for cleaning up cuticle areas as well. These are small nail scissors, good for cutting down nail tips or cutting up decals, just various things that you could use them for. This one is the newest item I've got. I use it to remove my gems that are on nails. And I'll go ahead and use those to remove the I have the hardest time taking off gems using anything else, but with this thing it will take off the toughest of gems. Next I have a pointed tweezer, and this is good for picking up stickers, decals, removing little hairs that might get caught into your gel polish, so it's good to have on hand. Next I have a cuticle pusher and a slash scooper, and I use the scooper sometimes to kind of scoop gel or acrylic, or if you want to do a sugar over the nail, you can use that as well. And the other end for cuticle cleanup. And we have the nail tip cutters, and these are great for trimming down nail tips or removing nail tips as well. Then I have another one here. This is one that helps me line up all the nails to the same length when I cut them. So this is something that you can invest in. I think I paid like $14 for this, but I'm sure it's cheaper somewhere else. And it gives you various sizes, so you can go as short as you want or as long as you want. So that's what I love about these. They help with uniformity. Next we have our practice tools, our practice hands. I have a plastic one here and a silicone one. I like the silicone one because it gives me the same feel of a human hand. And these are the practice tips that I use to refill my practice hand with. These are my favorite ones, but there are various ones on the market. And I have my swatches. I can use this to do my gel polish swatches, like you'll see we show you here. but some people also use them to practice their acrylic application as well. And the packs that I get, they come with these little rings so you can make your swatches on. Don't forget your cuticle oil. You don't have to necessarily get this oil, but you can use a good vitamin E oil, jojoba oil, various ones. And this is a nail pen with oil in it as well. And these are just some regular tips that I normally don't use that often, but I use them to put as a tip on this particular practice hand. And what I'll do is I'll find a tip that is about the size of the finger for the practice hand, and then I will just stick that tip into the practice hand's finger well. And then I will just apply like a regular whatever size tip that I want to practice with onto this hand as if it was, a regular nail bit, as demonstrated here.
I like it when you do your best, babe. I like when the sun hit my head.
Next we have our regular tips and full cover tips. And as a nail tech, you want to be versatile and have various sizes and lengths of tips. Of course, the longer the tip is, the better, because then, depending on what your client wants, you can always cut them down if they're too long. So this one here, that is the C-curve square. I have the coffin, the regular square. And then these ones were extra long tapered squares. And like I said, you don't necessarily have to get these brands, but you can always find them online, your local nail supply store. And I will put a few links for these products in the description. Now these are the full cover tips that I have. These were on sale, so I went ahead and got all the different sizes, and these are for your gel extension tips or your press-ons. And these sizes were like the active length sizes, so they weren't too long or too short. Next we have our sanding bands. These are different grits, so I have the coarse, medium, and fine. Actually, yeah, I had to switch that around. So it's coarse, medium, and fine grit. And these are good for cuticle work, sanding down, bulk, just depends on what you might use them for. And then we have our Efile bits. And you want to have a range of those as well, sometimes multiple, so that in between clients you can switch them up if you don't have time to clean them in between clients. And then they have the diamond bits. Then they have, this one is a Mandrel bit to put your sanding bands on. This is a tornado bit. And this is a carbide bit. They range from different grits as well, from coarse all the way down to fine. So I have the ball bits there for cuticle work, and the different ranges of sizes and shapes for different shaping styles. You want your Efile. Now this one, of course, is a Kiara Sky. It's a little bit more expensive for beginner nail tech. You may want to find one online, but don't go too cheap if you can avoid it. But eventually invest in a good one. I actually have 2 of these, so just in case this goes out, I have a backup. Now this one goes up to 35,000 RPMs, but you never want to go that high for anything. The good range to do, you know, removal or shaping is around 10,000 to 12,000 RPMs. You want to stop in that range. A comfortable range though is about 10,000 RPMs. If you want to do anything as far as like a cuticle work or anything like that, you want to stay between 4,000 to 6,000 RPMs. So now this container I got on Amazon to be able to hold all of my brushes, all of my tools that I use. As you can see, it also holds my Efile bits. So it's something that you want to invest in, kind of keep everything together. Right, so these are my art tools. And they range from striper brushes to dotting tools. So I'll go over each one for you. So this one is a striper brush that I received in a subscription package that I got. And it has 2 different lengths on each side. And this is good to use for nail art. A lot of nail techs use them to draw their smile lines for their French tips. And then they have on the other end, it is a shorter end, and you can do a little bit more intricate work with that. Next, I have this 3D brush that I totally forgot that I had, because I really want to start working on learning how to do 3D flowers and different 3D arts. So this one is a good brush to have to do 3D work. I'm all tongue-tied today. Next, we have the Polygek paddle brush. This one, you don't have to necessarily get Evie's because I got her patty gel, but this one usually comes in Polygek kits. If not, you can always find them online. Good to have to do polygels. This tool is a silicone like press tool, and I use this to put on stickers, or you rub down foils, or if you have the like those powders where you can rub it into the nail for a design. This is a good tool to have. Next, I have some cleanup brushes. One is from Holo Taco, the black one, and this other one I believe I got at my local nail supply store. And the orange one that also has a dotting tool at the bottom, so you can always use that for various things. Next, we have our gem pickup tool, and I use that to pick up any gems to place on the nail. And on the other end, you can use that to, move the gems around or whatever you want to put on the nail to place them where you want them to go. Next is a dotting tool. This can range from large to very, very small. I'm just showing you this one, but usually when you buy them, they kind of come in packs with different sizes, so you can make different intricate nail art with. And lastly, we have our micro detailer brush, and this is for very intricate work that you might want to do on a nail. A lot of artists are drawing like faces and all these different, it's just so many different talented nail artists out there that are using brushes like these. And then lastly, we have our dropper tool. This is good to use to put in, want to put something in a dappen dish like acrylic, or acetone, alcohol, whatever you might want to use. It's good to have on hand. And also a dappen dish as well. So this is a nail stand, and this is good to use if you want to work on press-ons, or you want to have your nails to do like the Femi Beauty or Lazy Girl method with your polygels. It is good to use for those. And this is what the stand looks like outside the box. It has a magnetic bottom so that they can stay on the stand if you don't want them to go anywhere while you're trying to do your different art. And you can pick them up and do whatever you need to do. Next we have we have our primer. This is a primer that I use, but they do have other primers out there in the market. You want to do your research and check what's best for you. And you want to have some nail glue, whether it's brush on or the kind that you squeeze out. I like the brush on one. It works best for me, but it's up to you, like I said, depending on your budget or what you're used to using. But it's definitely a good tool to have on hand. So these are the various types of files. The lowest file that I'm aware of is the 80 grit, which is the hardest or more coarse, and then they can go up to 240 grit. This file has both a file and then a buffer on the other side, so it's good for shaping and smoothing out the nail. The next one that I'm going to show you, I think that is an 80 grit file, so that's good for taking down bulk and shaping up nails real nicely. So it's just whatever you work on. And then they have files that have two different grits, one on one side, one on the other. So the 150 on this side, and then there's 180 on the other side. So you want to just test it out and see what works best for you. And the old school buffer blocks, you can't go wrong with a good old fashioned buffer block. They come in handy when I run out of files. Next is a manicure bowl. I left the water in there so I can show you. You can put the water in the bottom of the bowl and warm it up so that you can warm up your acetone, and it helps speed up the soak off process. So having a manicure bowl is a great tool to have. Next we have some different types of top coats and base coats. This one is a no wipe top coat. This one is a regular top coat. This one is a base coat. And the last one is a glow in the dark top coat, and that one's no wipe. So these are items that you definitely want to have in your toolkit. So I want to thank you guys for tuning into my video. If you have any questions, please put them down in the comment, and I will be adding a part 2 to this series. So let me know what you think, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.